Hey, welcome to another Book Talk with Tracy. Today is the third segment talking about my devotional series, Divine Appointments, daily devotionals based on God's calendar. And you can see they're standing up behind me there on the bookshelf. So there are 4 books in the series that correspond with each season. And it takes you through an entire year. I recommend, if you want to hear more of what I've already said about it, you probably want to watch the previous videos. They're very short. But as promised, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about what inspired me to write this devotional series. Because I'm not a theologian and I'm not Jewish. So the question might be, well, what business does she have writing a book series like this? Well, I'll tell you what happened. In a number of years ago, I was staying at my sister's house during spring break because I was a teacher at the time, and I sometimes would go sort of to her place. I called it the Chateau Park, and it would be a little place where I could go and have a writing retreat and whatnot. So I went to her house, and of course I went to church with her, and she goes to a very vibrant church, and I had a very impactful experience where someone prophesied over me at the end of the service. After the service was over, she very respectfully asked me if she could talk to me, and so it was a very impactful event in my life. And some of the things that were said got me thinking about the Jewish calendar, and I'm really making this brief because I don't want to take too long talking about it. But one of the things was about the stones, and you might know that each one of the tribes has a certain stone attached to it, and so I started looking into those stones, and then I was led to a book by Chuck Pierce called A Time to Advance. And in that book, I was just blown away because he talked about the 12 months of the year and how they correspond with the 12 tribes, which of course then led me to further reading. I list them all in the bibliography. We have a book called Grafted In by a man called Gebeli. Robert Heidler has written The Messianic Church Arising. And so that incident, that small, what maybe didn't even seem related, got me fascinated and looking into the Jewish months of the year, because I had never really considered before that, there's 12 months, there's 12 tribes, and there's just such an intricate interweaving of the months, the tribes, scripture, prophecy, all of the feasts, of course, then led me into looking into the feasts, and even into the fact that the alphabet, the Jewish alphabet, also corresponds. There are certain letters that correspond with the months, and you can find that in David's Psalm, in Psalm 119, that really long one, but you'll note there's a little title above the different segments. Those are letters of the alphabet. And those letters of the alphabet, 26 of them, obviously, no, there's not 26. 12 of them also correspond with one of the 12 months. And it's like mind-blowing when you read it and then you see, what does the month mean? What does the symbolism mean? And how it all just comes together. So I was fascinated. A few months after I started that, I actually had a heart attack, and I ended up in the hospital. I had quadruple bypass surgery and different things. So then I found myself in this period of very low-key recovery where I didn't have a lot of energy, or I couldn't do a whole lot of things later on. But God really provided that time for me when I could really study and really dig in. So I did. I spent those months journaling and reading, and I was so fascinated that then I thought, well, I'm going to learn about this. So for myself, just for nobody but myself, I went every month, I followed and I read what I could, and I journaled and I prayed and I wrote it down. And so this, took place over the course of a year or more. Well, the next year rolled around and I thought, oh, this is really cool. What more can I learn? So I would reread some of the things that I wrote and I'd keep on studying. Well, several years into doing that, it sort of, the light bulb came on. Oh, maybe this would make a good book, or a book series. Not because I'm looking for ideas, but just, I really felt like I had learned so much and I had gained so much enrichment and fulfillment learning about the Jewish months and all the festivals and feasts. And I thought, I could share what I've been learning. So really, that was how these books came to be. So like I said, I don't claim to be a theologian. I certainly don't claim to, be a scholar in that degree. But I have learned a few things, just God teaching me and doing my own reading and research. And so that's where this series came to be. It's called Divine Appointments, Daily Devotionals based on God's calendar. It is based on the Hebrew or Jewish calendar. So if you're following along, you will want to find or purchase a calendar, go online, whatever it takes to make sure you're starting on the right day at least. But, each season of the year, oh man, it's so interesting. Even the way that the tribes lined up around the tabernacle and the way they went out to march corresponds with the months. It's like those three tribes are actually the spring and the summer and the fall. It's just, it's mind-blowing, really. So I think that's about all I can say. I encourage you to check it out. Of course, you can see them on my website along with all my other books, tracykrause.com. No E in Tracy, 2 S's in Krause. And I think I better wrap it up today. So I'm so glad you joined me. And hopefully I'll see you again with another Book Talk with Tracy next time. Bye.